Welcome to Truck and Chubby Sports, where we backing our yapping. We ain't never capping. That's a factor. So what's happening?
Not a coach, not a pro, no X's, no O's, just the fans' point of view and what we know. Let's go.
Yo, what up with everybody, man? What's cracking? What's going on? What's cracking? So, yeah, they pulled it off. Gannon University is the PSAC champions, the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference champions. They will be going to the Division II NCAA tournament hosted up in here. Let's give it up for them, man. They went crazy, bro. They went crazy today. Oh man, so in the first half, man, it was neck and neck. The game was going back and forth, as you could imagine. Man, they got Cal number 5 for Cal was going off. He had a hell of a game. KJ McClurg, man, he got the title for the PSAC. You know what I mean? He's a shooter. He's a short guy, but he could shoot. First half, he's going off buckets. They did up. They going back and forth. Game going back and forth. Man, oh man, they had a nice game going. You got Josh Omar. He going off. Boom, they going back and forth, getting it on. Derek wrestling. He had a nice second half, but they getting up in there. But boy, what did I tell you about the freshman at Gannon University in Ernest Show? And I told you that don't get caught up in them stats I gave y'all this early this morning, because of the fact that his defense made up for it. Well, today he was on fire. You hear me? Ernest Shelton was on one today, man. He was 4 for 7 from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. He was 50% from the free throw line. My man had 3 rebounds. You hear me? He had a block. He ain't had a steal, but he finished with 13 points. 13 valuable points. Those points were very valuable. You hear what I'm saying? They was on point. He was on point out there today. Josh finished 5 for 11, 1 from 2 from 3-point line, 50%. He made all his free throws. And what did I tell you? He gotta get those easy buckets, and that's where he made up for that. I told you that when I went out and watched him. I said that. Did I not say that? I said he has to make his free throws when he goes to the line if they're going to beat them. And that's exactly what he did. Had 6 rebounds. He only had 2 personal fouls, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, no blocks, 1 steal, 22 points. That's for Josh, right? From Canada. Let's give it up for him, because they definitely won. Derek James. Derek had a hell of a game. Very important. 60% from the field, 6 for 10. He was 3 for 4 from the 3-point line. He was 2 from 4 from the free throw line. You know what I mean? That's not normally like him, but still, it was good enough because he shot very, very well from the field. He was on one today. You hear me? It was like he couldn't even miss, man. Coach pulled him out a little bit. I'm not going to argue with what Coach Jordan Fee does, because he's a great coach. Man, they was going crazy, though. Man, the gym was just erupting. You had to be there. It was going super crazy at first. Everybody holding their breath. I'm like, hold up. Like, I got to have faith in them, man. They can nobody in the PSAC see them right now? Like, the way that this team is, the way they gel and so forth and so on, man. But, like I said, let me get back into Derek. Had 3 rebounds, 2 personal fouls, 2 assists, 1 turnover, which was very important for him, man. Very important. He got it together early and said, I'm not letting it happen. He had 1 steal. He finished with 17 points. Let's give it up for him, all right? Zachary Hobbs, man. I really like Zach Hobbs, man. I really like him, man. It's number 24 for them played 29 minutes, man. He was 1 from 5 from the field, 1 from 4 from the 3-point line. He normally nails those, but he always makes them damn free throws, and he was 6 for 6 from the free throw line. And see, that is very important. And the thing I like about this team is if they're not having a great game offensively, they make up for it defensively on the boards and playing good ass defense. And that's exactly what Zach Cobbs did. He had 8 rebounds. He only had 1 personal foul. He had 3 assists, no turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal, and he had 9 points. There's like, come on, like you got to give it up for him. Like that's why I like this team. They play like a family, man. They really do. Lyle Tipton, number 33. I really like Lyle. 28 minutes, valuable minutes. He was 3 from 7 from the field. He missed his only 3-point shot that he took. He didn't take a lot. He said, look, I'm off. I'm having a good game. Other than other areas, he was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Perfect. He had 3 rebounds. He had 3 fouls. He had 1 assist, 2 turnovers, no blocks, no steals, but he had 8 points. All right. But his presence was felt on defense. Coach noticed he had a cold game, so he kind of, kept him rotating a little bit more than what normally. He switched it up on him today. He really did. He switched it up on me from the last time that I watched him. You know what I mean? So it was a totally, coach game. He's great, man. Anyhow, him and that staff over there, give it up to them, man. One more time. I'm gonna do that a lot this show. Nigel hot, man. I like Nigel, man. I really do. He's real scrappy. He gets a lot of boards. You think he's a guard, right? But he rebounds like he's a forward, man. I'm telling you, he does, man. He's so scrappy. He was 1 from 4 from the field. He was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. He didn't get to the foul line today, but But look, that's why I tell you about this team. 5 rebounds. He had 5 fouls because he's scrappy. 5 assists. No turnovers. No blocks. He had 2 steals and he only had 2 points. But that's what I'm saying about this team, man. It's a team game, man. You don't score. I don't got the hot hand today. Let's see who got the hot hand on the team. But we're going to play defense because we want to win the damn game. You just by me telling you this, you're thinking in your head like, well, how the hell they pull it off? Like, well, I'm trying to explain this to you. I'm trying to explain this the best way. All right, you got Ernest Shelton. Like I said, I gave you his stats earlier. Derek Anderson was another Derek, number 3. He came in and played very well. He came off the bench. He only played 15 minutes, but I felt like he played the whole game. He was a very valuable piece to that offense today, man. I mean, he was 5 from 11, 1 from 2 from the 3-point line. He didn't get to the foul line, but he had 2 rebounds. He ain't have assists, no turnovers, no blocks. He had a steal, and he had 11 points. That's very good. Mike Montano, man, 13 minutes, 2 for 2 from the field, 1 from 2 from the 3-point line. He usually makes all of those. 5 rebounds, man. He had a block, no steals, and he had 5 points. Nathan Schneider, number 23, he usually puts up a little bit more. But like I said, when they don't score on offense, he only had 2 points. He had 3 rebounds. He had 2 assists, 3 turnovers, which is why probably he didn't get a lot of valuable minutes today. But that's all I'm saying. Like when their presence is felt in the game, it's felt in the game, bro. And that's why I really like this squad, man. And this squad can do some damage in the tournament, man. As long as you young ladies around the Gannon University campus do not try to get these guys to party. We got to support them, man. If y'all see any of these guys out, I mean, look, they got a life to enjoy too. But right now, y'all got a chance to do something that has not happened in the area in so long, right? And that is to win a Division II NCAA tournament. Y'all got a chance of doing that, man, for the region, man. So get to work, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep balling the way y'all balling and do not give it up, man. Look, this game was incredible, man. And slightly the Cal University, right? The Vulcans, what are the Vulcans? Is that how you pronounce it? Vulcans. Then the first half, right? You would think that they just balled out, but they only shot 38% from the field in the first half. At 3-point line, they were only 20%. But see, the refs were they had a lot of calls going their way in the first half. They were shooting they 5 for 6 from the free throw line, but they was what 83% from there. And then in the second half, their field goal percentage was 39%. And then the 3-point was only 18. And that's where won the game because they start putting the clamps down on that defense, man. It was crazy. And then look, and they was what 7. They got to the line 14 times in the second half, bro. 14 times. And they were complaining about Gannon getting to the line, which Gannon did, but it was a lot of fouls. Those was the real fouls. I'm sitting right there above the opposing team, going up, and it wasn't a lot, but the refs had they whistle going early, so now you got to keep blowing it. And I don't think that, to be honest, from watching the game, I don't think that there was a lot of fouls in that game. However, there was a lot of off the ball fouls that I think that should have been called. But once, like I said, once the refs start blowing the whistle for one way, you got to keep doing that. And when you win these championships games, it must be very hard to be a referee. I'm not dissing on the referees. I give the referees the utmost respect for this game, but it's hard to do. So I would try to. I don't know what I would do in that situation. I sit here and I say behind the mic that I would, swallow my whistle. But then again, I don't know what I might do, because once you start blowing a whistle for one team, it fouls. You got to try to, keep an eye on the other team so you don't seem one-sided. But a lot of those were not fouls. That's all I'm saying. I'm right there looking. They just weren't. But that game was incredible. Anybody that missed it, man, it was super dope. I loved it, man. The game, Gannon finished the game 89-74, and we think these games are going to be close, and Gannon's just pulling away, man. They just be pulling away on these guys, and you like, wow, is it, it's the players, it's the coach. The coach got them, they're bought into this coach's system. And I actually see, so when you get to listening to it statistically, right, it sounds like a horrible game. But see, this is why I like Division II sports, because you get a different effort out of these young men than you would in the NCAA. If somebody's having a bad game, there's not a lot of teams out there to where if they're having someone of their stars are having a bad game, they're going to pick up on defense and lock down. If they're having a bad game, it's a bad game all around. See, not for these guys. If they're having a bad game on offense, one of them turn up on defense. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. And they like, look, if I'm gonna rebound the shit out of this ball, I'm gonna make as many passes as I can, try to get my teammates involved. And that's why, as a brotherhood, once again, the Gannon Knights are crowned the PSAC champions. And I must give it up to them, man. That's all I got, man, for the Gannon University, man. Y'all shout out, man. Y'all check them out, man. For sure. Be on the lookout for me, man. I'm definitely about to be at this Division II NCAA tournament. Definitely. Coach Jordan Feet definitely invited us. Yeah, get your butt down here. I'm trying to get that interview soon. Y'all put pressure on Coach and tell him to come on the Truck and Chubby show and come check me out, man. Shout out. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Gannon University's women. They in the tournament, too. So they won, too. Gannon is doing big things, Division II wise, man. Big things, man. They got a squad coming next year, too. So, you know how we give it up out here, man. Y'all keep it tuned in.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shad? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.